Oh, I'm 10 Jellyfish. Welcome back to Knives, I guess. And one time I saw the Sam Squanch at a Circle K in Birmingham buying White Claws and beef jerky. But do me a favor and hit that like button, because won't somebody think of the children? And I wasn't a flashlight guy, but now I have seen the light. That pun was intended. But, Wurkkos sent me the HD01 Pro to take a look at for you guys. Now, this comes in black and orange. They sent me a couple of black ones, and they're sending me a couple of orange ones, so keep an eye out for what's happening with those. But let's get into the box and see what this thing is. Gimme. Gimme. Time! Okay, so we've got the bad boy right here. And let's go over the functions on this thing, because that's kind of what we're all here for. And one of my favorite things in the world, green laser pointer. Green laser pointer. We've got our flashlight, which, you know, flashing lights are incoming. Flashing lights are incoming. Take this as your warning. But let's go ahead and turn the ring light out. So we got our low mode. Got medium. Then we got high. Then we got turbo. Turbo is 1200 lumens. This is the kind of bright where it gets warm in your hand. Something else that could be handy if you need to surprise somebody is we got a strobe light that's making the camera refresh on my phone. Like, I can see it scrolling. Like, it's that bright. And of course, we do have a black light. I'm not sure really how well this is going to show up on camera, but like, you know, we got these guys reacting to the black light. We got that reacting to the black light. Like, the black light works. I haven't found any urine with it yet, but one day if I try hard and believe in myself. And, you know, we also have you know what, we'll keep this off. One more interesting function here is if you hold this button down, it will slowly scroll through your RGB colors. Like, we are... we're going into a brighter green. We're going into a blue now, which is really cool. It's kind of neat to have that. And then, of course, we have police mode. Now, that is an incredibly bright floodlight. But this is the thing that I've had the most fun with. This is the thing that I've had the most fun with. For those of y'all that don't know, I work retail. I work retail, and when we're closing the store down at the end of the night, because this thing has a quite strong magnet. It's got a strong magnet on it. I like to just take this and magnet it down to my shopping cart while I'm cleaning the store up at the end of the night and walk around doing grocery police. That has been more fun than anything else. Sir, do you know how fast you are shopping? You're under arrest. Get in the basket. Everybody's been getting a good laugh out of that. Everyone that sees it gets a laugh out of it. I have been having so much fun doing that, just being that immature with it. And of course, the laser pointer has also been fun, but this thing is a bit more intrusive and unwelcome whenever people are trying to focus on work. And like, I haven't had any reason to use the laser pointer outside of annoying people with it. So, you know, the police lights are what got the most attention. You know, and let's go out to the driveway. Let's go out to the driveway. We'll compare this to the high beams on the truck, and I'm going to show you just how bright the treetops are when I hit them with this thing in pitch black. So here you go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the high beam challenge. Let's see how the Wurkkos here stacks up against the high beams on Truck Norris. All right, so we got high right there. As you can see, this is significantly brighter. There's our low. There's medium, it's showing up. There's normal. And there's turbo. That is insanely bright. And of course, can't forget about that green laser. That is so much fun. And of course, I do want to give you some idea of the scale of how far this light gets broadcast. So, like, that's the tops of the trees next to the house right there. Like, this thing is stupid bright. All right, now you've seen that. It's kind of hard to articulate on camera just how bright something is, but to flood an area that far away with that much light is so satisfying. You know, And I don't really need a flashlight day to day. That's the thing, is like, I'm a raw concrete cowboy. Everything I'm around has lighting. Parking lots have lighting. You know, the end of my driveway has lighting. I've got lighting on my porch. There's lighting inside the building at work. Like, I don't need a flashlight. But, you know, this is kind of one of those things where I didn't know how much I wanted it until I had it in my hands. You know, the laser pointer, again, I love having that. No doubt, I love having that. The floodlight, also very, very useful. You know, and the biggest thing too is, you know, I've had to use the flashlight once or twice as a flashlight. I cannot tell you how grateful I was to have it when I wanted one. I tried taking the strobe light into the dairy cooler and turning the lights off and doing the old 1990s rave strobe with it. It didn't quite work for that. The timing on that and the pattern on it just didn't work. I didn't get that whole cool watching my hand move back and forth in slow motion deal, but I was hoping for that so much. Now, again, the strobe is insanely bright. My God. Like, I've never seen the screen on my phone scrolling and refreshing while I was doing anything before. You know, and it's kind of one of those things, like, the ability to throw light that far at the push of a button. There is something incredibly gratifying about this, and, you know, like, my thought on why that is. You know, even if you don't need it, it's incredibly satisfying. And, you know, you think about our ancient ancestors many, many generations ago, where being outside alone in the dark could very easily be a death sentence. It was dangerous. You know, you needed that light desperately, which is part of where the advent of the discovery of fire was such a big deal. You know, and so, like, there's that primal need for light, and you have this much at your disposal with the push of a button. I find it incredibly satisfying, you know, because, like, back in my day, a quarter cost a nickel, and a Swedish lunchbox is what we called a suitcase, and that's how we liked it. You know, but back then you had the Maglite with 4 D cells. That was the coolest thing you could own. That was the coolest flashlight on the planet. It took up an inordinate amount of space. It weighed 7,000 pounds, almost as much as a Catholic church, and you could use it for self-defense, or you could light something with all the power of an incandescent bulb running at 1.5 volts. You know, so, like, if you would have shown me this way back then, way back in the late 90s, I would have freaked all the way out, as I believe anybody else would. And I can't imagine what this kind of tech would have cost back then. But one thing worth noting, too, that I didn't touch on earlier is this thing does USB charge. So all your cords that you got for everything else are going to work on this. But, you know, like, at the end of the day, this thing has been a hoot and a half. I have been having so much fun with this thing, and I can promise you, this is staying on me until I find the next DDC flashlight that I'm going to review. And if I don't end up liking that one more than this one, that one's going in the graveyard, and this is going right back on my person. Now, Wurkkos did give me a discount code that's active for the next few days for 40% off of these bad boys, bringing it down to like 33 or 35 bucks, somewhere around there. So if you are interested in getting one, now is the time to jump on it. I will have the Amazon link in the description, and I will have the discount code in the description as well. But you guys keep an eye out for when the orange ones get here. We'll have something going with those. But yeah, like, that's all I can think of with this. Like, this was going to do my initial impression video and then do a review, but I've had this on me for so long because they wanted me they wanted to have the orange ones en route to me when I did this video. And I want to get this up while the discount code is active for as long as possible. So, yeah, if you catch this when it comes out May 16th, 2025, that's when it starts. I believe it goes for a week. Any longer than that, try the code. If it works, great. If it doesn't, sorry. But, you know, like, I can't really think of anything else to add before I'm holding y'all hostage. Just, I really, really like this thing. You know, I'm new to flashlights. I haven't held a ton of them. But this is going to be the standard against which all others are judged when I do carry them. You know, we do have an Olight coming up, but we'll get to that. We'll get there when we get there. So, yeah, all that being said, thanks for looking at my crap. Subscribers, you guys are awesome. Y'all keep coming in. I appreciate you so, so much. If you haven't subscribed, please do. We got live streams, regular videos. There's plenty of activities. Comments, I love some feedback. Let me know what you think about this thing. Let's say thanks to Wurkkos for making this possible, or anything else. Of course, we're going to plug products from friends of the channel. I don't make any money off them. They're not affiliate links, just supporting some of my friends. I do have the link to the Amazon shop up. You don't have to use it, but it's the easiest way for me to show you the cool stuff that I found recently. So here you go. And as always, we are going to link up to Cutting Lacey EDC's Diamond Emulsion if you want to step your stropping game up, make it easier to sharpen your blades, and keep them sharp. Wonderful product. I use it myself on every single knife I sharpen now. And we are going to link up to Mad Yocco's Wax. If you want to protect your blades that are prone to corrosion, if you want to darken up the color of your micarta, or take care of a million other things, he is going to be on Blade Binge with his wax. Alright, just supporting some friends of the channel and some small businesses. And all that being said, y'all have a nice day.